Hi, I'm Marcus Cupola, and this is Gray Zone Therapy. Life isn't black and white. Life is the gray zone, which is where we start. You might recognize me from such coping videos as Row, Row, Row Your Boat, We've Got a Massive Leak, and Treading Water is for Amateurs. This coping video is about visualization. Now, where visualization is handy is it takes you out of that other time and place you go to when you experience a lot of anxiety or anger or some other strong emotion where mentally you go to a different time and place. So what I'm talking about is similar to the argument simulator, aka your shower. When you think about what you wish you'd said to that bully or what you're gonna say to your boss the next time they ask you to work overtime. So with visualization, what we're doing is you can actually close your eyes, which I'm going to do, and we bring ourselves to a different place, a calm space, some space that really is going to make you feel good about yourself, contrary to that other place you go, that other time you go. When we think about, say, things that haven't happened yet, what if thinking, mentally, we go to a future time and space, a time that hasn't happened yet. Or conversely, when we're ruminating on things in the past, we're going back to a place that we can no longer access, the past. But wherever we're going, we're not here, we're not now. Now, contrary to some grounding exercises where you bring yourself to right now, such as the attention countdown, where you talk about what you see, hear, and feel to bring you into this moment where you are present, visualization does take you out of that future space or that past space, but it doesn't bring you to now per se. It just brings you to a place that's calm and peaceful for you. So I'm going to demonstrate that. What I'm going to imagine now is a calm space. What kind of space would calm me? A common one is imagining a beach somewhere. I'm going to imagine a specific beach that I've been to. So I'm going to imagine standing there. It's a relatively shallow beach, and it's got a bit of a steep gradient, but there is some soft sand at the beginning. I'm going to imagine standing on that transition between the soft sand, which is a little bit hot because it's warm out, and the cool packed sand from the water. So as I stand there, I'm going to start to build out the world. What do I see? As I look around me, there aren't a lot of palm trees. There's some vegetation a little bit down the beach, about a half a kilometer, a third of a mile for our American friends. As I look around, slightly to my left, I can see the ocean. It's relatively calm. The waves are still coming in. As I look closer, I see that the waves actually vary in height. So they're about this big. They're just washing in neatly to shore. About every 3 to 5 seconds, I can see one. As I look around, it's fairly bright. I know I'm standing here in a field, so this bit of a sunlight does help me imagine that because I can look up and see a bit more sunlight. So as I stand there on the beach, look around, there's some insects. I can see the color of the sand change. It's a lighter color over here where it's granulated and it's not wet. And over here it's a little bit darker. You can see a little bit of the shininess of quartz and mica, just the sparkliness of the sand as I look out that direction. As I look up, I can see a bird. See a bird. It's actually the bird of prey that controls nuisance birds at the resort that I'm at. Alright, so now I'm going to think about what do I hear. Obviously I can hear the ocean. I can hear my feet scrunching in the sand a little bit. I can hear some seagulls or something. I can hear some birds. And I can hear the wind. I can hear the wind on the water. But I also hear the wind going through that vegetation that's a little ways off. I can hear the waves as they crash on the beach. Not just the surf, but I hear individual waves. They get a little bit louder. And actually kind of hear the water gurgle and shush away as the wave rolls back out. I can hear my feet shifting in the sand. I don't hear the rustle of my clothes, but I do hear the wind. Yeah, I definitely hear the wind. What do I feel? I feel the warmth of the sun. I feel the breeze hitting my clothes and fluffing my shirt. I'm wearing shorts, so I feel the breeze on my legs. Feel the breeze all around my body. Occasionally there's a gust. I feel hot and cold at the same time. And as I move my feet, I can feel the heat of the new sand that I step in. And if I dig this foot into the wet sand, it gets a little bit cooler. And every once in a while, a wave of water will rush up, so I feel the coldness of the ocean. I feel the sand. I feel the different textures. If I take a second and I imagine reaching down and picking up the sand, I can feel the grains as they fall through my fingers and I drop everything down. Sand gets everywhere, so now I'm imagining a little bit of irritation. And there's actually a smell. I'm going to move on to smell. So I smell a bit of the salt. I smell the freshness of the water. I can smell the sand. There's a very slight tang of rotting vegetation from a little ways off. I can smell that. And what other senses do I have? Is there a taste? Is there a taste to the air? A tiny bit. It's kind of refreshing when I breathe in. It's almost like I'm tasting a little bit of water, a little bit of sand. So that's interesting. So I'm just going to take another moment as I look around and really take in the sights and the sounds of this beach that I'm at. I'm going to take a second and I'm going to say goodbye to the beach. I can come back to the beach anytime I want. All right, now I've come back to you. I don't know if you followed along. I don't know if you closed your eyes or not. Many of you didn't. Many of you watched me doing the video. But if you followed along or you imagine yourself in a space of your own, it feels more real as you deliberately pay attention to each individual sense, to each specific thing that you see or hear or feel or taste. Maybe you imagined yourself sitting in the grass and running your hands through the grass. Maybe the grass was cool in the sunlight, or maybe there was some shade and a little bit of dew, so you got to feel a little bit of moisture. For visualization to work, what you do is you really want to imagine specific senses. What this does for you is it brings you more into the moment. And that's what you're looking for. That's where the restfulness of visualization comes from, and choosing a space that is calming to you, whatever that might be. As you build out those individual senses, it takes your attention, right? It takes some of that attention, and the more you build it out, the more you imagine it, it takes more and more of that attention. And because your attention is finite, there's only 100% of it, however you want to conceive of that, it leaves less and less available for worrying about that thing in the future that you can't address, or that thing in the past that's already done and gone. Because so much of our attention gets sucked into that different time space, wherever that is, we use that fact, the fact that there's only so much time and attention, and so we build out a space that requires more and more of that attention. And because it's a calm, restful place, your body responds as though you were there. Just like when you're imagining that argument with somebody that you want to confront, your body starts to respond as though you're in that future time, or as though you're in that past time and you're re-experiencing something negative. And that's visualization. You use time and attention, and your body responds as though you are there. I'm going to wrap that up there. Hopefully that's been helpful to you. And I encourage you to take even just a minute. Visualize your own place that you would like to be. It doesn't have to be a place you've been. It could be a place that you imagine being. And that's it. Take a moment, practice it. Thank you for watching. Join me next time for the next video, whatever that is. So we'll see you next time.